Okay, what I'm working on is a broken brake line. This is a 2001 Vitara 2.7 four-wheel drive. This brake line right here was wrapped with the same heat stuff. Rusted apart up here. Where this goes is down here, kind of along the firewall. It's kind of hard to see it so far down there and hard to get to. There's two of them, way down there. You might be able to see they go into a block, and there's two of them that tie together, run to the rear brakes. The biggest thing on doing this is the space. There's no space to work. This is the top. This is attached to the frame rail, the frame. There's two of them down there. One of them is rusted out. So the biggest thing on this is, the first thing I do is spray everything with a little BP blaster, because they're rusted up pretty good probably. And then the second thing that's always good to have is wrench like this, brake line wrench I call it. I think this is a 12 millimeter? No, a 10 millimeter. I use a 10 millimeter. Not much room. So let it soak for a while. And once you get it soaking, try and loosen it up. Once you get it loosened, you got a clip down there to take off. To remove the clip, I just use a screwdriver and pop it out. Then from there, you can go underneath the chassis and get to it. I think it's on a block. I'll go down there and show that in a minute. You need a 14 mil, I believe is what it is, and that one comes off pretty easily. Other thing you're going to need besides the new brake line, which I'll put a description, I got that at O'Reilly's, BH620569 is actually listed for 2004. I think it's used on other cars and other places. It came ready with the insulator on it, and of course you need two new copper rings to put on the up here, one on each side of course. So once you get that all done, also spray your rear brake drum bleed valve, because you're going to bleed the brakes again, because all the brake fluid will leak out. And clean it up really good before you put it back together, so you don't get no debris down inside your brake line. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, I just want to show you. That's where the clip is at. There's a metal plate right here, so you know how it goes on there. This little piece goes up. Screwdriver, just pop it off. The hard part now is to put it back on with one hand, because there's no room. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so here we are underneath the car, and obviously you can see there's one fitting there, and there's the other one. So when you reinstall it, make sure you put the copper ring down, then this copper ring, then the stud. So that's where you're working at. This is on the passenger side again, underneath the rail, and right there is the exhaust system. So that's why you have that insulation to protect it. Okay, I kind of see impossible almost. Right down here, I got the clip started on there, and I got the brake line started on there. I want to make sure I can get the brake lines kind of, you got to make sure you don't cross thread that, because it's a one-handed thing. Luckily I can use my right hand. I'm right-handed, so reaching down inside there is this, and slowly getting it on there. And maybe you can, there's not much you can move out of the way besides the air box. So once you get it started on there and make sure to turn it smoothly, then you can take your wrench and tighten it down and snug it all up, and then get the clip in there and finish it up. Okay, after a bit of struggling, I got the clip completely reinstalled. Now, if for some reason you can't get this apart, there is another option, which, if the other one broke, you might have to do that. What you do is go back and trace the brake line up a little higher. And it's going to take a little bit of work, but at least then you can get to it. You can trace it all the way back to here. Disconnect the brake line. Go back and cut you the brake line behind that little block. Run you a new brake line from here, back behind the firewall, back down, and connect it into the line down below. That way, you know, because honestly it is a very tight spot, and Just because they used it doesn't mean you have to. It was a great design maybe for somebody, but not for repairing. I don't know why they even put that block in there, but it just ties the front to the rear. So anyway, you can just cut the line off. Run a brand new line, get the right size of brake line, and I think it's like a 10 mil fittings. Run it back over, connect it back here. That would save you having to go back underneath here, because honestly, it's a tight spot, and it took me, I think I spent an hour just trying to get these little connectors on and off, just due to the space, if not longer than that. So, that is an option. Do away with the block, run new brake lines from the connectors. Underneath the car, we have room to work, run them back over into the main block. So, that is an option. And it probably costs just about the same as replacing both those pieces. So, again, brake part, I got it from O'Reilly's. The number on it was, let's see here, BH620569. That's BH620569. And those are O'Reilly's where I got that. And it was actually for a 2004 model they found, so it works. It's the same thing. Then once you get done doing all this, you have to, of course, bleed the rear brakes, which I'll do next, which is not too complicated. Just make sure you spray something back there to loosen those nuts up, because they probably seized up as well. And otherwise, good luck.